Hello, Mission Pro fans. I'm Emily May, and today I have Jazmin Allure here with me, and we are in a neutral location. She has agreed to speak with me and have a sit-down conversation about what's been happening the last few weeks at Mission Pro Wrestling, and I think we're all ready to get some answers, and we're all ready to hear from Jazmin Allure herself.
You forgot to mention former Mission Pro Wrestling champion and top tier Jazmin Allure. We've been through this.
Thank you, Jazmin. Top tier Jazmin Allure, former Mission Pro champion, is here with us today. And I really want to start with, where were you at the last show? We had Mission Pro's Edge of Glory, and you were nowhere to be found.
Where was I? Those girls at Mission Pro Wrestling wanted to hurt me. After what happened last show, I would not enter that locker room ever again until I had my own locker room, first class, and then I'll come to the next show.
Well, talk a little bit about Jennacide, our Mission Pro champion.
Why? I'm right here.
Well, I'm getting to that because she came out recently and mentioned that you have not been here for the women of Mission Pro Wrestling.
And where was she last show? Where was she? Where was she when we were fighting for women's wrestling? Exactly. Nowhere to be found.
Okay, well, if we go back to Mission Pro's Kickstart My Heart back in February, you teamed up with Bougie Reality to fight Men's Revolution. And that did not go the way that a lot of fans wanted to see.
No, it didn't, because Bougie Reality watched me get beat up by these men. Were they helping me? No.
Okay, well, let's dive a little bit deeper into that, because I think to Jennicide's point, you went against Bougie Reality. You went against the women in the locker room because you somewhat sided, I guess, with some money. You could talk about that. With the Men's Revolution.
I don't think she should be talking. Because you may be champion, Jennacide, but I've already pinned you not once, but twice. You've never beaten me.
Okay, but what do you have to say for yourself for helping the Men's Revolution and not Bougie Reality?
What do I have to say? Emily, do you not get it? Of course you don't. You don't have friends. Let me just explain this. I've been on my own since I was 17 when I moved out. I came to fulfill my dream, and now that I'm living it, I definitely don't need anyone now.
Jazmin, you mentioned that you have been on your own since you were 17 in order to pursue your dream in wrestling. In order to go do that, you've had to have some people support you along the way. Can you speak to that on those that have supported you on your journey?
I've had some help, but you know what happened? They screwed me over. But the thing is, I don't wait around to get things handed to me. No, I get the opportunity and I get the job done.
Okay, so speaking of these opportunities, it seems to me and many of the Mission Pro fans that the opportunity to go against Bougie Reality and take, can we say this bribery money from Men's Revolution? What was that all about?
Let's not talk about the money, okay? Let's not talk about that. Moving on.
I mean, we all want to know where that money came from and what did you spend it on?
Where that money came from? Why don't you ask them and mind your damn business?
Okay, well, let's switch gears a little bit, Jazmin. You know, as you mentioned, you did talk about those opportunities, and you seize them when they're available. And you seized the opportunity previously to become Mission Pro champion, even though it was a short reign. So how...
Did you have to mention that? Did you have to say that?
That is part of the history of Mission Pro Wrestling.
Keep going.
So talk a little bit about that opportunity. How did you make that opportunity for yourself to become Mission Pro champion?
Want to know the history of Jazmin Allure at Mission Pro Wrestling? First show there, I set up the chairs, I set up the ring, I paid my dues. I got on the pre-show, I lost, but then I got another opportunity and another opportunity, and I kept losing. I kept being put in these random matches, but I earned my way into the tournament to become number one contenders, and in that tournament, I beat Miss Jennacide. And then I became champion. It doesn't matter how long, but I did it. And I'll do it again June 10th.
Well, you said you have obviously beaten Jennacide before.
Twice.
Let's talk about Jennacide as Mission Pro champion currently. She has had a very significant run so far, longer than your reign. And Jennacide is and says she is a pillar of the younger generation. She's an inspiration and wants to be an inspiration. So what does that mean to you, as you're about to embark on this journey yourself against Jennacide?
She's an inspiration. You know what she is? You want to know what she is? She's an example of what it's like to have that title as a participation trophy. Has she earned it? No. I've worked my ass off in this business to get where I am by myself. Jennacide, you're not ready for me.
I mean, those are really strong words coming from you, because Jennacide wants to be the inspiration of a younger generation. So how do you, top-tier Jazmin Allure, inspire the next generation?
Top-tier Jazmin Allure inspires the next generation by proving that every single time I get in that ring, why I am the best, and that you don't have to be bigger and stronger. Sometimes all you need is to be smarter.
Jazmin, you've teamed up with a lot of talent in your Mission Pro career. You've used them to further your career. What's your thoughts behind that, or why do you do that?
I work smarter, not harder. Like the Renegades, I brought them in. I'm the reason they were at Mission Pro Wrestling. I'm the reason they were tag champions. I brought them in because I needed them. But do I need them now? No. And that's why I'm working on my own, because I don't need anyone.
Well, you say that you don't need anyone, and it just doesn't sound like you're being a team player of what Mission Pro stands for. We all work together for the same mission.
It's funny you say that, but when has Jennacide worked along other females? When has she stood up for women's wrestling? I've done a lot for women's wrestling. I have.
No, Jazmin, you cannot say that about our Mission Pro champion. Jennacide, that is her why. That is her why every single day. She fights for the next generation of wrestlers. You see her waiting. She'll wait until 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, midnight for those kids in the long
For their money, that's what she wants.
She gave out free T-shirts. You weren't even at the last show. She gave out free T-shirts for kids in the audience.
To look good for them. To look good in the people.
To have an entrance with them, she wanted to give them their WrestleMania moment, and she did. She inspired those kids. She gave those T-shirts.
Well, she's not John Cena. She wants to show me about respect, says she's going to give me an ass whooping. Girl, I'm Mexican. Bring the chancla all you want. I don't care. I'm still coming out as the champion. What do you got to say?
All right, Jazmin, I think this is it. We're gonna stop the interview here. Again, I appreciate your time. Top tier Jazmin Allure. I'm Emily May with Mission Pro Wrestling.